Going on to Week 11. First game, we have Chicago at Miami on Thursday night. Chicago's coming off a win at home against Minnesota, and Miami's coming off a win at home as well against Tennessee. I like Chicago in this one. I think they got the better quarterback with Cutler versus Thigpen. Miami just doesn't seem to have the weapons. They got Brandon Marshall, and between Brown and Williams, they split the carries. I mean, if you add up their stats together, I'm not even going to say with them combined, they're probably not even top 5 in the league. So my pick is Chicago. Going on to Sunday's action, we have Oakland at Pittsburgh. Oakland coming off a bye, Pittsburgh coming off a schooling by Tom Brady. Yeah, they got just manhandled every aspect of the game. I still like Pittsburgh. I don't think Oakland is going to be able to score enough to defeat Pittsburgh. I mean, really, Pittsburgh's all about defense. I know Hines Ward suffered a concussion, but he'll play. I like Pittsburgh in this one. Detroit at Dallas. Detroit coming off a loss at Buffalo. Dallas coming off a surprising win, actually, at the Giants. I like Dallas in this. Detroit is just one of those free fall teams. Dallas, they'll be fired up. This is a game they should win. So I think that the players responded well with Garrett being the interim head coach. I look for that to continue, especially this week playing the lesser opponent, Detroit. Next game, Cleveland at Jacksonville. Watched the Browns game. That was a very spirited game, and from what I thought and then was confirmed the past 2 days, I think everybody in the country was watching that game, which was good. That's good for Cleveland to have that, them be in the news like that. Something we haven't had in a while. Jacksonville also in the news with the way they won the Gus game. Jerry, you know what that means. That was probably the biggest catch of the year, hands down. That Hail Mary at the end of the game to win it at home, they're riding high. I picked Cleveland. I'm a homer. I think they have looked better and better each time they play, and I look for that to continue. So my pick is the Browns. Washington at Tennessee. Washington coming off a Michael Vick clinic. Tennessee coming off a loss at Miami. Going back to that Washington-Philly game, at one point, I think the announcer says it's the Eagles 21, the Redskins 12 plays on offense, which they're going down. I got Tennessee. I don't know why, but picking those two, I think actually Tennessee probably has the better coaching staff. Got to go with Tennessee on that one. I think McNabb just signed that contract. I don't think there's anything left for him to play for. I mean, he's going to play just because he's a competitor, but no weapons around him. Tennessee, I mean, they got a hell of a running back in Chris Johnson, and that's why I think they win it. Especially Washington coming off the short week and traveling on the road. Houston at Jets. Houston coming off that heartbreaker in Jacksonville. Jets coming off their second overtime game. Damn near played 5 quarters in Cleveland. I like the Jets though. They can hang with anybody. They're 7-2. One of the best teams in the league. They're tied with the Patriots in the division. I like the Jets to win this one. Baltimore at Carolina. Baltimore coming off kind of a long week. They played Thursday night. They lost in the Dome against Atlanta. Carolina coming off to a horrible loss at Tampa Bay. Got to go with Baltimore on this one. Carolina, they're a mess. Green Bay at Minnesota. Green Bay's coming off a bye. Minnesota's coming off a loss. In Chicago, let's just say Minnesota's done. Childress has a couple more games left, and he'll probably be the first head coach fired in the offseason. I got to go with Green Bay coming off a bye. They're fresh. They're tied with the Bears in their division, so they kind of need this win to keep up with the pack in the North division. Going on the next game, Arizona at Kansas City. Who wants to watch this one? Both teams coming off of losses, especially divisional losses. Went with Kansas City. Denver lit them up. God, Kyle Orton looked like Marino back there. I mean, I think he threw, 4 touchdowns against Kansas City's defense, but I don't see Arizona doing anything offensively, doing anything defensively. I think showing up's just about as good as they can do for this game. But like I said, ugly game. I picked Kansas City. That was almost a coin flip. Next game, Buffalo at Cincinnati. Buffalo, they're on the board. Beating Detroit last week. Cincinnati losing at Indy last week. Even though the score was 23-17, that was a little lopsided, especially with how banged up the Colts have been. I'm picking Buffalo. I think they make it 2 in a row. And Cincinnati damn, they lost at Indy, and we still hear something from one of their players in T.O.'s little tweet. But that's not on the field. I think Buffalo takes it to them. Buffalo's probably the best 1-8 team out there. They've been in almost every game they've played. I like Buffalo. Seattle at New Orleans. That's an easy pick. New Orleans coming off a bye. Seattle's 5-4, but they just play in probably the worst division in football. New Orleans, easy pick. Moving on. Tampa at 49ers. Got to go with Tampa on this one. Beat Carolina last week. San Francisco needed some help. Needed to do a little work to beat St. Louis. I'm picking the Bucks. They might be for real. I know they're in the wild card hunt, but still, I mean that NFC South. You got the Falcons at 7-2, Saints at 6-3, Tampa at 6-3. We'll see how it goes. We got a lot of football left to play, but like I said, I picked Tampa. Atlanta at St. Louis, no brainer. Atlanta all the way. Like they're coming off the long week too, since they played Thursday night. 7-2, beat a solid Baltimore team. You gotta like that. St. Louis losing to San Francisco. Yeah, they're at home, but Not a whole lot, you can expect from him, especially with a rookie quarterback. Uh, Going on to probably the biggest game of the week, Indy at New England. Now, Indy's banged up. They're starting everybody. They're clearing their bench every day, just due to injuries. But New England, I don't know if that loss to Cleveland, helped them out a little bit. But Brady just was on a mission against Pittsburgh last week. You gotta like the Patriots at home. If they were playing this game any other place, if they were playing it at Indy, I'd probably have to give it to Peyton Manning and the Colts. But since they're at home, coming off that big win at Pittsburgh, I'm picking New England. Even though, like I said, I think that's going to be the best game of the week. Should be exciting. No way Peyton lets New England blow them out. I just don't see that happening. It'd be a close, hard-fought game. Best game of the week. Sunday night game, we have Philly at Giants. Now, if the Philly team that played on Monday night shows up, this is Philly all the way. The Giants, I'm just not sold on the Giants. I'm not a big Coughlin fan. Never have been. Eli, I don't know. His baby face just makes me feel like, he whines a whole bunch. And I'm not sold on the Giants at all. They're 6-3. Tied with the Eagles. Good divisional game. But I got to give it to Philly. I think Vic made his case for the MVP of the year, or at least comeback player of the year. When he throws a ball, it's like he's throwing a dart. And not to mention the scrambling capabilities. He did get me 55 fantasy points, but I still think Philly's got this one. Be a good game. Like I said, we got a good 4 o'clock game and a good Sunday night game. Going on to the Monday nighter, I have Denver at San Diego. Denver scored a lot of points, 49. Like I said, Orton throwing for 4 touchdowns. But San Diego, they're always. This is where they get hot and they make the run to get into the playoffs and go to the championship game. They did it last year. I want to say the year before. They're coming off a bye week, well rested, playing a Monday night game. They're probably watching a ton of tape with how Denver moves the ball and how to stop them. I don't see Denver getting this one. I got San Diego. Real quick recap. I have Chicago beating Miami, Pittsburgh beating Oakland, Dallas beating Detroit, Cleveland beating Jacksonville, Tennessee beating Washington, the Jets beating Houston, Baltimore beating Carolina, Green Bay over Minnesota, Kansas City over Arizona, Buffalo over Cincinnati, Saints over Seattle, Tampa over San Fran, Atlanta over St. Louis, Patriots over the Colts, Philly over the Giants, and on the Monday night game, like I said, San Diego over Denver. Hopefully, maybe we break the 500 mark this week, get up to, what would it be, 7-14? No, it'd actually be, let's go 8-16. Because the bye weeks are done. Everybody's had them. We got a full slate of games going out the rest of the year. Like I said, we'll just have to see how they play and go from there. That's all I got. I'm out.